Hi, this is Chris. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to play with my vintage rubber stamp haul. I've been watching Wade's Ventures on YouTube for a while, and recently he purchased 3 storage units that were, I believe, 10 by 10 by 10 and completely full of boxes. And that's what he does. He buys defaulted storage units and he unboxes them for his viewers to see what he has, and then he resells them on eBay and Poshmark, and his mother helps him. Her name is Grandma Ventures, and she has a Poshmark, and she sells some of the items on her Poshmark. And this last group of storage units that he bought must have been owned by somebody who had a craft store, because it is full of craft supplies, and I recommend that you go to their links and see what they're selling. Sometimes they do YouTube auctions, live auctions, and sometimes they bundle things up into lots and sell them on their eBay and Poshmark channels, and so I'll put the links for that below. So let's see what stamps I got. I got a box of 16 vintage stamps. Grandma Ventures puts them into categories. She sorts them into categories, and these are floral, so I have a rose. None of these have been used. Roses, a pretty leaf, a little water plant, a lily plant. Looks like a Mary Englebright. Is it? Oh, Debbie Mum. Bucket of holly. 3 flower pots. Here's a large one with a water pump and a birdhouse and some birds. Here's another large one with some wisteria and a butterfly. A watering can. Is that another Debbie Mum? No, this one is Uptown Design, Sandy Gore Evans. Here's a trellis with a potting bench. Here's a large water fountain with doves. Here's a wooden basket with daisies. Here's some pansies in a bouquet. Here's a garden border. Here's another wooden bucket full of flowers. Here's a bird of paradise. And here's a bouquet of spring flowers. So let's see. This was originally $10.99. These the price I paid was $53. So it averages $3 per stamp. Debbie Mum. Hero Arts. I looked at this one already. This was originally $12.49. Jenny Fraser, 1993. This was originally $10.25. Inkadinkadoo. Mildred Watt, the American Design Company, originally $14.49. Rubber Stampede Incorporated, 1999. Penny Black, Berkeley, California, $11. Originally $7.49 from Craft Warehouse, 1997. Hero Arts. Inka-Dinka-Doo, Simply Exquisite. Originally $12.99. $19.89 Hero Arts. $19.95 from the Peddler's Pack. Originally $11.99. Sandy Gore Evans. So those are the stamps. And now I'm going to play with them. So I'll go get my watercolors and paper. I have some scraps of watercolor paper. I think this is 90-pound cold press. This one's a little bit thicker. This might be 140. Well, I don't know. Doesn't matter. I got my brushes. I've got my paints. My little palette. I'll put a graphic here to show you what paints I have. I've got Stays On Jet Black, and I have Color Box Archival Dye Mudslide. I hate to dirty these up. They're all so nice and clean and new. But that's what they're for. I'm going to try the brown. That's pretty. I'm going to paint these and then I'll probably fussy cut them after. So I've stamped several of the stamps on this smooth illustration paper and then on some watercolor scraps. So the watercolors, because it has a texture, the stamp doesn't print completely, but once you watercolor it in, that won't matter. This is on the watercolor paper too. This stamp seemed to be too big for me to get it completely covered. It missed some spots there. But these came out really good, these pansies. So I'm going to watercolor these, and I'll time-lapse it so you don't have to sit there and watch me do the whole thing. I won't do them all. finished 3 of the stamps. These 2 on the watercolor paper. There's less detail on those. And then this one on the smooth illustration paper. If you're just starting with watercolors, this is a good way to practice. You can see how I've variegated the colors, and you can practice variegation, you can practice shading, you can practice layering different colors on top of each other. I've added shadows, I've added dark against the lights to make them stand out better. It's a good way to practice. You don't have to worry about making a fancy drawing. You can concentrate on learning what the colors will do. So I'm going to continue playing around. What I also did was I went in behind each stamp with a wash of cerulean blue on each one of them. This way I can fussy cut these and not have that bright white show up, and I can fussy cut them as close or as far as I want to use in some projects. So that's my playing with my vintage rubber stamp haul, and go check out Grandma Venture's Poshmark. I'll put a link below and see if she has any stamp sets that you might be interested in. I know she also got lots of other craft supplies in those lockers too. So thanks for watching and have fun. Bye-bye.